Hi, Shelley here. Today I want to create a special birthday gift for a sweet friend of mine who just turned 3 last week. I'll be working on a 12 by 12 hardboard canvas, and I've got a really cute picture I want to use. I know I want to start with collage, but beyond that, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I hope you enjoy this video and that it will inspire you to break out your art supplies, go through your stash, and get creating. So let's get started. I want to start by collaging with a bunch of Bible pages in the background. That is going to be my base layer. And then it'll also be behind my picture. I've already torn my edges, and I don't want to tear little pieces. I'm going to leave them all in big chunks. I don't want to take a long time. Most of this will not show. Some of it will show right behind her. I better put a bigger hole in this. It's great when you're doing just a little bit, but when you want to do a lot at once, man, oh man. All right. Put a little bit more over the top just to make sure I've got everything covered. Okay, so now we'll let this dry and then we'll be ready to work on our next layer. For my next layer, we've got the star of the show, Miss Amelia. I took some little two-sided tape here, took pieces of tissue paper and put them on there, and then ran these through my laser jet. It's not a fancy, it's just an old brother laser jet, so it's not fantastic, but it works good enough for my purposes. I noticed that this one, and I always do 2 or 3 when I'm doing something like this, because you just never know how it's going to turn out. One of them had a big wrinkle. Tissue paper is finicky. So this one, there's some white specks here. That it's not the end of the world for what I'm doing. It's not a big deal, but this one's better, so I'm going to use it. Okay. And then I'm going to put this pretty girl right here. And then I went through my stash and I got a bunch of, I should take my gloves on. I don't need these on yet. I have to decide where I want stuff first. Get an idea, I think. So I went and pulled out a bunch of things I felt that were kind of in the color family. She's definitely a girl that likes pink, but I really like this with this kind of tealy green in it too, and I thought that'd be a nice pop of color. And then I had these bits and pieces of maps. Deli paper bits and pieces. And then I also had some full gel prints that kind of go in, and so I don't know. Let's play and see what we can come up with. I don't have to get it down to every piece of paper, but I kind of want to get an idea of what I want to do before I get started. I think I want her off center for this, and Could leave that a straight edge and put that there maybe. This is deli paper. I don't know if this will work, but we'll. It works great for tissue paper, but I've never tried it with deli paper. Okay, good. It's a little tougher, but it still works. I don't think I got enough water on there. I'm gonna do it perfect right now until I decide what I want. I like that guy. I like this guy. Better not chance it. Get into trouble. Might be groovy to put a little of this up here. I like them both, but I think the blue one stands out better. I don't know about those. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Try to kind of keep them together. And I don't want to mess it, you know, it can be so fiddly with tissue paper. I better work my way down. So I just went out and sprayed this with some workable fixative. It's just a spray that you can buy anywhere. Walmart has it. All your craft stores have it. And even though it's an ink or a laser jet and it's not supposed to have bleeding problems, I have noticed sometimes I do get a little bit of smearing and so because this is, if it, you know, some things I don't really care that much because it's not a big deal. Or it's part of a background paper I'm using or something, but because this is this cutie and it's a gift, I want to make sure that it's going to stay put. So I'm going to dry this really quick. As I sent my papers flying. Great. All right. So I think I'm going to line up the bottom. Get it going there. I don't care about the tear because that'll blend in and be covered as we get going here. I'm not worried if I get a few wrinkles here and there. This is mixed media art, and we embrace the wrinkles. I don't want big ones. I don't want big air pockets. And I also want to be careful because I am working with tissue paper. I do not want to tear it, especially on this pretty girl's face. Probably would have been better if I'd torn around her and then put just her on there, but I thought it would be kind of groovy with the haziness of the tissue paper over there too. Okay, so let's do our bottom layer. Deli paper is super nice to work with on collaging, in my opinion. I think I want to do a little better job cleaning up around this guy. Deli paper doesn't always fade into the back as well as tissue paper does. All right, how's that? Anything else we want to add? I don't know. I don't love this one. I don't love that one. I like the other one, but I don't love that one. Yeah, I kind of wish that one was torn there. Wonder if I can do it still or if it's too late. Let's see. I better quit or I'm gonna get into trouble. Well, now all we have to do is let this dry and then I can start painting. I'm super excited how it's going so far. So we'll be back shortly. All right, now I want to mix up some paints that I think are going to go well. I've got my little I bought these years ago for paint palettes when I had classes or when I was teaching classes. And so I thought they're still great for, I think they're supposed to be for ice, to make festive ice in your freezer for a party or something. But I like it for doing this kind of thing when I need a well for water and paint. Nope, that's not dark enough. And it's not enough water either. Get a little pipe out of here. Add a little bit more. And a little more of the red. I think that is lovely. And getting it all over. And then I need a little of this kind of turquoisey green. I got new bottles for my paint and I use a drywall nail in the top. And they're really stuck. There, oh my goodness. Anyway, once they get used to it a little bit, they're really nice. A lot better than the caps that come with them, in my opinion, but yeah, we're getting there, I think. Yes. Lovely. And then do we want to do, I kind of want to do this lighter green as well. Oops. Slopping it around. Tone it down with a little bit of darker green. All right. Now what I'm thinking is, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm just going to kind of play around and see if what I like. Hopefully we'll get something that we'll be happy with. Oops. Used the wrong one. I knew that was going to happen. We need to leave it sit on there just a little bit longer. Just trying to let the colors kind of guide me. Just having fun. Any place where I feel like I need more paint, I just go back and add a little more. Let it sit a little longer. I forgot to tell you, there was a background with this photo that her mom sent me. The way I did it was, I don't know if you've done this, I don't know how to do this on any other kind of phone, but I have an iPhone, and with the latest iOS that came out, well, not the latest, but last year, I think it was one that came out. If you take a picture that you have in your camera roll and you hold your finger down on it, that it will cut out the background, and then you can say make a sticker out of it. And then I just emailed myself with the sticker of Amelia on there with the back cut out, and then I could print it on my printer. Anyways, I thought that was a pretty cool way to do it without having to go into my paint program and do a whole bunch of shenanigans to make it work. So this worked out really easy and nice. While I'm waiting on that to dry a little more, I'm going to use my Pitt pen and just make, I think that's going to be too much. Not as thin as I'd hoped, but I think it'll be all right. Give you just the idea of antenna there. Okay, I'm loving it. Now we got to dry it completely. Use up the rest of my paints. Okay, I've got a verse here that I want to apply. I think down here. I was going to do it at the end, but now I've decided that I want to try to use some chalk pastels on here. I don't know if I'm making a mistake or not, but I want to try it. And so I'm going to go quickly and apply this. If I can get my matte medium to come out of the bottle. Well, I think I need a bigger opening. Take my awl. There. If that doesn't do it, we'll just cut off the tip. All right. All right, now I've got to dry this before we do our next step. All right, we're not 100% dry yet, but I'm going to continue on while that's drying. My idea is to take a stencil, to take this stencil, and I've got this tuxedo black ultra fine point permanent marker, Bic Intensity, I bought years ago. And what I want to do is go in and just do some rough flowers. And I want one next to her here, and then the other one up a little higher. Maybe we should do, well, I don't want to be too picky about it. I'm not trying to be perfect. I want it to be rough and hand-drawn. We want a third one over here. Now, do we want anything else? Any little flowers? I don't know. Let's try this, see what we get, because I don't even know how this is gonna work. But I would like to. I think it would be fun. We could leave it just like this. I think it looks groovy like this. But I kind of want to see if I can use my chalk pastels to give it a little more life. again, be rough with it. I don't know. Mix a little red in there. It doesn't really want to stay on here. It's not, obviously this is not the right surface. But I'm hoping if we can get it to work, then I can coat it with a couple of coats of fixative and then varnish it, and I'm hoping, but we will see. Maybe you're looking at the camera going, oh, you can't do that. But I like to try. It's not exactly how I'd hoped, as smooth as it would be, but I knew I was taking a risk on this surface, but I still think it's cool. Well, I've changed my mind. I wish this was in the blue now. So I'm going to go back and take off. I tested a little piece. I could take it off with a baby wipe. Try it in blue. It keeps some of it on there, which is promising. Put a little bit of that green in, that blue green. There, I like that much better. Now I'm wondering if I did these edges. I will not be able to do in there, but that's okay. I've got a frame for it, so that's really not going to show there, but just because it's so much fun. I need to stop. All right. I love it. Well, hopefully Amelia and her mom are going to like it. That's really what matters. Okay, I'm going to stop here and spray her with some fixative and clean up my mess. Well, that's my canvas. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you'll join me in my next video. Bye for now.